The end of 2024 is almost here, and those with a travel bug would already have their bucket list refreshed for the next year. For the past few years, Kenya's Masai Mara has been among the top destinations on the travel bucket lists for many. Beyond the savannah wilderness, Kenya also offers pristine Indian Ocean beaches. But what if we told you that despite this, the East African country has dropped on a regional travel index? Yes, it's true. Kenya has plunged in the latest rankings of how open it is to visitors from other African countries, which is compiled by the African Development Bank and the African Union Commission. The East African country slid 17 places on the index and now ranks 46th out of 54 African countries. This latest drop in the travel index comes after it was ranked 29th last year on ease of travel to the country. Reports suggest that this decline is primarily attributable to the introduction of the electronic travel authorization, or the ETA requirement for most travelers visiting the country. The drop is also surprising as just last year, President William Ruto announced that Kenya would remove visa requirements for all visitors, including those from Africa. The move was highly praised at the time. But in place of that, most travelers now have to apply online for authorization before leaving their home country, leading to criticism on the new visa under another name. Now, the electronic travel authorization determines if a person is eligible to visit Kenya or not. It is required for most people traveling to Kenya, including visa-free nationals and children under 16. All travelers must pay $30 for an entry into Kenya, while show documents such as flight details and a proof of a hotel booking. The ETA generally takes up to 3 days to be processed and is valid for a period of 90 days. And only citizens from the East African Community Regional Bloc, which includes the DRC, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, Uganda, among others, are exempted from this procedure. Before the introduction of the ETA, visitors from more than 40 countries, including several from Africa, were able to arrive in Kenya, get a stamp on their passport and enter without paying. But growing security concerns have led to the government to introduce such measures. Now, reports suggest that it had become necessary for the government to vet travelers coming into the country, and this was especially true as threats from terrorism were growing. Kenya has been targeted by Al-Shabaab terrorists from neighboring Somalia in several notorious attacks. Yet, despite the implementation of the ETA, the country has still not seen a drop in tourists visiting the country. Reports suggest that Kenya has seen more than 1 million international visitors in the first 6 months of 2024. This is a 21% increase from last year. Now, the government expects over 3 million foreign tourists visiting the country this year. The East African country sees most tourists coming in from the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, India, and China. But this has not helped Kenya climb the ranks in the AVOI index, and it is surely not alone in that spot. Cameroon and Algeria also share the 46th position with Kenya, and this is followed by Egypt, South Sudan, Eritrea, Equatorial Guinea, Libya, and Sudan, who are all at the bottom of the table. In contrast, Benin, Gambia, Rwanda, Seychelles, and Ghana are the top-ranking countries on the index. But Kenya's slip in rankings has certainly raised more voices of criticism against the ETA system. Will the East African country end the system to improve its ranking on the travel index? Only time will tell.